Hello and welcome to Sun City Africa TV. This is one of your favorite TV, and today we have this special show which is focused on the 2021 Sun City Africa Leadership and Philanthropy Awards. And as we have some persons that we are to honor this year for their contribution to humanity and everything. And trust me, your response and all your support has been, well appreciated. Right about now, we have one of our awardees, joining us all the way from the United States, Dr. Daniel Ochu, joining all the way from United States, and he's live right now to actually speak with us. Hello, sir. Can you hear us?
Very well, very well.
All right. Thank you very much, for making our time to join us on this media chat this moment.
Thank you so much.
All right. I know there is a time difference. Right now, we're still around afternoon, evening. So I was tempted to actually say good afternoon. But at the same time, I remembered probably your time may be different. So whatever it is, afternoon or good evening, I'm also greeting you. Just greeting you, sir. Well done, sir.
All right, my brother.
All right, quickly, we will just go straight to the business of the day. So please, for the sake of our viewers and followers, please, can you tell us your name and a bit about your educational and professional background, sir?
Awesome. My name is Daniel Ochu. I am a medical doctor, and I'm also a public health, global health consultant, and I'm also an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Talking about my educational background, of course, I'm a doctor. I studied medicine, and I also studied public health. And I studied in Nigeria and also United States of America. Thank you.
All right, sir. That was straight to the point and very informative as well. Sir, you are the lead director of DoCare Foundation, one of those foundations, giving all that they can to actually affect lives positively, both home and abroad. So please tell us a bit about your foundation and then what you do basically as an organization, sir.
Awesome. DoCare Foundation is a 501c non-profit organization whose sole purpose is to end hunger, homelessness, and alleviate poverty. Basically, what we do, we try to see how we can end hunger, because if you watch these days, if you are very, very observant, you should have known that DoCare Foundation have done so much. Globally, we have done so much, and the problem we face is that hunger crisis is something you cannot see on the television because it affects the poor masses. Just like when you hear the news that COVID-19 has so many people, and you cannot hear that hunger has killed thousands of people. So, as a non-profit organization, we have a deadline. We're looking at to see how we can zero hunger by 2030. But I must tell you that we have done a lot. We have done a great job because globally, the number of people that are hungry, there we are about 1 billion points. And if you check the record now, the statistics now, we have reduced this drastically, for 1 point something billion to 690 million people that are hungry globally. So we have done a lot. We have done a lot. So, and we cannot stop here. Here is the deal. We are looking at by 2030 to make sure we zero hunger. So this is basically what we do. And also to provide shelter for people who are homeless. You can imagine a situation whereby you are homeless and you're hungry at the same time. It's not something you can wish your enemy.
Mm.
If I may ask you, what's your name?
Patrick, sir.
Hello. Okay, Patrick,
Yes, I can hear you. I'm with you.
Patrick, have you been hungry before? You can imagine when
Severally, sir.
okay, you can
Severally.
imagine when you're hungry and
Yeah.
maybe you're working on a project, you don't have time to go and eat because you have a timeline to meet up with,
Yes, sir.
And at least there is a hope that after the project you're going to eat, right?
Yes, sir.
Think about an urchin, think about an orphan or vulnerable child who is hungry and has no hope to eat.
Mm.
Put yourself in that situation. So this is why we do what we do to make sure we end hunger by 2030. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. So that was interesting. So yeah, in what you have said so far, you have mentioned ending hunger and then providing shelter to the homeless as part of your focus. But aside that, is there any other area your foundation is actually focusing on to actually when it comes to humanitarian services, sir?
Awesome. I forgot to mention that I'm also the chief medical director of Doctors on Call.
Mm.
Doctors on Call is also a non-profit organization. Basically, what we do is to save lives,
Mm.
and there's nobody has ever been treated by Doctors on Call and pay any kobo. The medication
Wow.
we give, the consultation, the housing, which is admission, they stay, the
Mm.
water, the food they eat to take their medication, all these are
Mm.
being paid by Doctors on Call. So, in summary, DoCare Foundation, the mission is to end hunger and also
Mm.
to alleviate poverty. While in the other hand, Doctors on Call is to save lives, to provide medical assistance to the
Mm.
underserved communities, to provide medical assistance to people, uninsured people, patients, and those who have no access to medical facility.
Oh. Oh wow! That's another story that one can listen to, and then I feel there is actually hope for the less privileged in the society, because you look around and see what is going on, especially in Nigeria, and there are so many hungry and sick people everywhere. Everywhere you turn seem to be filled with this set of people. But it's good to know that you and your associates are dedicating so much of your time and resources, to make sure that there is the numbers drop by by each day, and it's something very commendable. But still in the line, of saving lives, as an active player in humanitarian services, you have a first-hand information on the plight of these people. You know what they go through on a daily basis through your research and through what you do every day. What would you say is the best approach, to take towards creating, a better future for this set of people, sir?
All right. Thank you for that good question. Like I said before, hunger crisis is not something that you will see on television because it affects the poor masses, the poor people. And what now I would like to, chip in here is that one organization cannot do this alone.
Mm.
Everybody have to, put hands together to see how can, salvage the situation. And especially when you're working globally to see how you can, how you can, with your mission, see how you can end this crisis. You have to work with everybody who is also into the field, you know.
Mm.
And the last time, just like if I want to narrow it down to Nigeria, last time, I was trying to research, what's actually happening because we have a project coming up. I got to find out that 83 million Nigerians are living below the poverty rate in Nigeria. And
Wow.
the population is, I think we are 200 million, right?
Yes, yes.
If 83 million people, that's by mathematics. I'm sorry, my mathematics is not very sharp, but I think it's 40%, you know,
40%. More than that,
40%,
actually.
you know.
Yes.
And the Nigerian National Bureau of Statistics said that by 2020, they're expecting the number to increase
Mm,
up to about 45% thereabout, which would be like almost 90 million people.
mm.
So I think everybody have to, come out, to join the mission, to support the mission, to see what we do, to end this crisis.
Oh, wow. Sir, interestingly, you are a Nigerian doctor, now, resident and practicing in the US. And by that, you have uh, uh, a knowledge about how, less privileged people are treated in both of these communities. I mean, in Nigeria and then in the US. You know how the government go about, catering for these people. With that in mind, what would be your, advice to the Nigerian government and as well as private individuals that are well-to-do? What would be your advice to them as regards, looking out for this less privileged in the society?
All right. This is another good question from you, Mr. Patrick.
So,
As a hunger ambassador, I would like to talk about in that crisis. Actually, last time I was also going through. I look at one of the newspapers in Nigeria. I saw where they said the federal government spent 8 million naira daily. They have been spending 8 million naira daily
mm,
on students, students who are in school.
mm,
I laugh because the reason why I laugh because in the state where I live, we don't spend such amount of money. So, and the population here is greater than population in Nigeria compared to the state of
mm,
Enugu and the state of Nigeria, the state where I'm living.
mm,
So, what I should advise is that we need accountability. We need to hold the Nigerian government accountable.
mm,
The people who are positioned in this field to make sure they help the poor masses, they make sure they help people in this situation, to make sure they
mm,
help the urchins, the orphans, the people living below poverty rates. We need to
yeah.
hold them accountable, and they also I would like to also call on the Mrs. Pauline Salin, Mrs. Pauline, which I think she is the Minister of Women Affairs,
Mm,
this falls into her own field, as a minister. I would suggest that all the NGOs should be accountable too, because, as an NGO, when you know what you're doing, when you know what you're doing, when your mission is very clear, you will not find it difficult to get fund, in order to fulfill your mission.
yeah.
So my advice, I would say, is that we have to be accountable, at all time. We make sure we know what we're doing, and at the same time, make sure people who are supposed to do this to hold them accountable. That is what I can advise for now.
Mm. All right, sir. It's still, you made mention of NGOs, playing their parts. Can you hear me, sir? Are you still with us?
Very, very well.
All right, sir. So, talking about NGOs, over time we have come to realize that one of the problems that non-governmental organizations such as yours, humanitarian, I must say, face in discharge of their duties, or should I say, their services to humanity, is the issue of funding. Lack of funding, and it's one thing that many NGOs with good intentions they face. How have you been able to do what you do, over time?
Awesome. NGO, when you talk about
Network go away. Network away. And network away. Where are we starting from now? There's something else. So,
Oh, can you hear me?
it's fun, but
Hello?